Let's look at RTP, RTCP, and SRTP. These are three things that we use in WebRTC to actually send and receive media. The building blocks are these. We have RTP, which answers the question, how do we send and receive media packets in real time? This is what is actually used to send and receive the media packets. Then we have RTCP, which answers the question, how do we report the progress and status of what we've sent? And then there's SRTP and SRTCP. And this is just how do we do all of these things of RTP and RTCP securely to maintain the privacy of the media that is being sent. Let's start with RTP. RTP is a kind of a protocol that takes a very low overhead for the purpose of sending media packets in real time. The way a packet looks in RTP is like this. There is a small RTP header, usually of 12 bytes or a bit more, where the focus is to keep the overhead low. It's where we have things like the sequence numbering, the type of payload that we have, timestamps, and these types of information. Then there's the RTP payload header. This is specific to the codec that is being sent. If we send Opus or VP8 or VP9 or AV1 or H264 or any other codec, the payload header is going to be different from one to another and will be specific to that specific codec. There is a certain RFC that you'll be able to find for each codec of what its payload header in RTP is going to look like. After that, we have the actual payload, the data unit. This is the media that we want to send. What are we concerned about? What is RTP here to solve? When we use RTP, we send it over UDP networks, almost always, which means that the networks are unreliable. Packets can get lost, they can get reordered. It takes time to receive the packets, and we don't have the timing exactly, which means that we have jitter. So the first thing that we have in RTP is sequence numbering. Sequence numbering is used to be able to report packet losses, to report ordering, and to be able to reorder the packets back on the receiver end. We have timestamping, and this is to be able to play out the content in a way that makes sense. So if I'm sending something that it's not received in the same order or in the same timing, we can wait with what we receive until the right time to play it back. So it doesn't play too fast or too slow. Okay? And we always also use timestamping to buffer and to synchronize across media channels to do things like clip sync. We do a lot of other stuff as well. There's a payload type identification, which says what is being sent, error concealment, rate control, quality of service feedback, and a lot of other mechanisms that are built into the RTP header itself. This is how an RTP packet looks like, the header itself. Okay, we're not going to go into the details here, just if you want to go check the RFC for that. And what's missing in RTP is some feedback. I can send data, but I don't know what happened to it. Because we send over UDP, there is no acknowledgements or indication that what I sent got received. For that, we have RTCP. RTCP has three basic functions. The first one is to gather statistics and to report them. These are the receiver report and the sender reports that are being sent periodically. I can use that to understand what is happening to the other side that I've sent data to, or as a receiver to know what was sent versus what I actually received. There is a CNAME mechanism. We don't use it, at least not in WebRTC, and I don't think that we use it anywhere else. It's just to identify the name, the display name of the user. And then RTCP takes up more or less 5% of the actual bitrate that we have on RTP. This is configurable, but usually that's the default. Another thing that was added in the recent years to RTCP is the ability to send control messages outside of the actual reports that are being sent, and this is called AVPF. As I said, RTCP comes with RTP, and it is used to be able to do things like bandwidth management and bandwidth estimation. Then there's SRTP. SRTP stands for Secure RTP. It's essentially RTP plus security, encryption of the actual data. It provides encryption, authentication, and integrity on top of RTP and RTCP. It takes the packets of RTP and encrypts them by adding a few more fields and encrypting whatever it is that we're sending. SRTP today in WebRTC uses AES and HMAC SHA-1 for hashing and for encryption, and it is mandatory in WebRTC. There is no way to send in WebRTC the media unencrypted. So SRTP is always there, and the keys, encryption keys that are used are always those that actually encrypt. They're not null. To learn more about RTP, RTCP, SRTP, and WebRTC, go check out webrtccourse.com.